Number 3, the number of students in international schools in the country to me is shown below. Now there are 20 numbers, and the first part says show this information as a box and whisker plot. And though we could do this by hand, I want to show you on the calculator as well. And so the first thing you have to do is hit stat, and then you're going to go into an edit, and to save some time, just put in all those numbers all the way down. There are 20 numbers in there. Now, in order to find the 5-number summary that we need for the box and whisker plot, we're going to hit stat, we're going to go over to calculate, and that first one variable statistics, we hit enter, and we hit second one for list 1, and it will tell us our mean, the sum, the standard deviation, and if we scroll down, we will get our 5-number summary. And so that's what we're going to plot. Our minimum at 20, our first quartile at 795, our median at 995, our third quartile at 2067.5, and our max all the way out at 6,000. And so we connect the middle, our third quartile, all the way to the first quartile in that box, and then we connect with a stem from our quarter 1 to our minimum and our quarter 3 to our maximum. We can kind of see that this is definitely skewed right because it's stretched off to the right because of that outlier. So now we want to show that 6,000 is an outlier, and our outliers are 1.5 times our inner quartile range above the third quartile. So the first thing we have to do is find our inner quartile. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take our Q3, which is 2067.5, and subtract our Q1 of 795, and we get 1,272.5. Now we have to take that number and we add it to our, we're going to multiply that by 1.5 first. So 272.5 times 1.5. So 1,272.5 is our inner quartile range. Multiply that by 1.5 and we get 1,908.75. And then we're going to take that and we're going to add it to our third quartile. And our third quartile was 2,067.5. And so we get 1,009.75 plus our third quartile of 2,007.5 gives us a number of 3,976.25. This means that any number above that is an outlier, and so 6,000 is an outlier because this 6,000 is bigger than that amount. Now, part C, since we have that as an outlier, we're going to remove that number and then redraw our box plot. So we're going to go back into Stat. We're going to go to Edit. We're going to go to that last number, 6,000. We're going to hit Delete. We're going to delete that one number. So now there are 19 numbers left. We're going to rerun our one variable statistics. And so we hit Stat, Calculate, one variable statistics from list 1. And now you can see that the average, sum, standard deviations have changed. Now there are only 19 numbers. And now we have a different 5-number summary. And so we're going to plot those. So we have our minimum of 20 still. We have our first quartile as 790. We have our median as 990. We have our third quartile as 2,000. And then our maximum as 2,500. We connect the minimum to Q1 and a box from Q1 all the way to Q3. We can see that from this new box plot that the data is way more spread out. It gives us a better representation of that and state a reason to remove that outlier, and so we can show the distribution of data better. And so because of that better, more accurate view of the data, by taking out that outlier, we get a better representation of what that data actually is.